well, but they did. But it's true about woke. You just take a look. Everything goes bad.
Rapinoe, right foots it over the bar.
So what do sports, politics, and choking under pressure have to do with each other? It's not a very good mix. Now, I'm Nicholas Davenport, aka Mr. Mental Muscle. We're going to talk about Megan Rapinoe. Now, if you don't know who Megan Rapinoe is, she's a soccer player on the U.S. women's national team. She's very outspoken. She brings a lot of political issues into the sport performance. And a lot of times, people just want to watch a sport, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, or in this case, soccer. They say things like, shut up and dribble or shut up and play. And I have some opinions about that, but for the most part, since I'm in the performance world with a lot of pro athletes, I understand both sides. But given the context of Megan, she goes further in saying how the women need to pay a certain rate. She talks extensively about it in interviews. So she really does bring these politics into the game. Now, I'm not gonna judge how she goes about her playing and her political issues. I'm gonna talk about how this affects her actual mental performance, because as you saw in the first clip, she missed the goal, which probably wasn't that hard of a shot. They got knocked out of the tournament early on and they won the last 2 Women's World Cups. So this means what choking is defined as a big drop off in performance, because everyone messes up. But when you go from winning 2 straight cups in a row to getting knocked out early on, that's a tremendous fall off in performance. So that's actually what choking really means, if you didn't know. Now, why does this happen? Now, I've talked about this in other videos about choking under pressure, but typically it happens because either we're giving too much attention to irrelevant cues or stimuli and not enough attention to the relevant stimuli. Now, this could have been the case here, I don't know. But if we bring the fact that she is always talking about these political issues, it's probably on her mind. Now, going back to the clip, let's play it again.
Rapinoe, right foots it over the bar.
Now, as you saw, that kick went high and above to the right. Now, it's not that she just missed it and the goalie blocked it. It wasn't even close. So this means she defaulted to a lesser state of performance in real time, something that she's probably made in practice hundreds of times without an issue. Some people argue she's old, she's washed up. I beg to differ. I think her mind just wasn't on the task. And my job as a mental performance coach is to make sure your mind is where it needs to be when you perform, because typically when we choke under pressure, it's something that we easily could do. Like I said, we revert to our worst form of practice, and typically they have something called paralysis by analysis, which means that you go to the point when you are just a beginner. Now, imagine when you're a beginner, everything you did, you had to attend to every little specific movement, every single muscle contraction, and guess what? You messed up a lot. But once it got automatic, you didn't have to think about those movements and you just go on autopilot. Same thing with pro athletes, they go on autopilot. But when you choke, that means you're thinking about all the relevant cues. Now, going back to my point when I said there's too much stimuli that has nothing to do with the task, let's get back to the politics. Even after the game that she lost, you can say for the team, granted it's a team effort, but she did miss the kick that could have made a difference.
Is there a memory that stands out to you right now in this moment? Oh, I mean, probably equal pay chance.
So she still was standing by her words, her politics, the issues, and we can get into the topic of the gender pay gap, which is a completely different topic that I have covered in other videos. But the point is, that means she really cares and thinks a lot about this. And like I said, there's no right or wrong to it. She can feel how she wants to feel. But does that have to do with performing? Did she do what she needed to do? She came there to win, and that didn't happen. That's the first and foremost. If we're going to talk about paying and getting more salary, we got to talk about doing what you need to do on that field first. Because we can get into what the men make, what the women make, the percentages, but are you doing what you need to do when it counts the most? And like I said, as my job, I need you to perform and get your mind right when it matters. And if you're not doing that, what can we really do with that? Are you going to be the one that they'll look to win the games? Are you going to be the one to make the more money? Probably not. So make sure when you're in a performance, whether it be school, sport, in this case, women's soccer, that your mind's on the task at hand. You're not giving too much attention to things outside of it. Because in this case, her mind probably definitely was clouded by other topics that didn't have to do with that kick. So thanks guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, get your mind right. Hey, did you like this video? And I talked about choking? Well, if you did, check out this video when I go more in depth on why people choke under pressure.